into the darkness. I can see you guiding me. I'll follow in your footsteps, mother, for so long. Head into the darkness. You don't wanna follow me. Say goodbye to everything. Say so long. I actually very much want to record this because I rarely get the chance to do it properly. Got some random tea sounds now. Maybe I'll make a beat out of them or something stupid. You know, that little acapella thing that I did is the first time that I've ever tried to, like, mix musical parts together. The only other thing that's been close has been trying to, like, fully re-record the Pokemon theme song with different lyrics, which didn't go so well. It wasn't, like, a song that I would ever sing. And also, man, the singer of the Pokemon theme song is really fucking good. Like, if you go through and you actually listen to that song and what he's actually doing in terms of the range of his voice, it's crazy. It's crazy, and I'm not a trained singer, so... Anyway, I had a lot of fun with it, though. It felt right. Even though it's clearly wrong in terms of the tone of the show. Head into the darkness, where there are fun things and adventure. The world opens up before you, and you can explore with the heart of a hero and journey out into the wild unknown. Head into the darkness. It's getting really creepy. I still like it. I think it's still somber and haunting, and I feel like it's going to be more correct the further we get into the show. But for now, well, you know what I'm reminded of more than anything? And I keep bringing up these Lord of the Rings references. I know that I keep doing that in this show in particular. I usually don't reference Lord of the Rings very often. In fact, I don't usually reference Western media that often. But first, we have to actually decide to leave the home and the house in the area. And then Sam is sent with us. And then eventually we get to that point in the field where Frodo says, you know, this is really the furthest I've ever been away. And finally it sinks in for our characters that they're really out of the woods, or into the woods. Into the woods, yeah. That works better because we're about to forest, right? Oh, man. We went the two of us into the woods behind the little school. Two went in and one came home. We didn't go in there alone. That's Into the Woods by Sanford Min off their album Jackrabbit, which is thematically amazing for this circumstance, and you should go listen to it. And Into the Woods off that track off of that album has always been this like really horrifying story to me. But in Lord of the Rings, now we've got multiple references running. In Lord of the Rings, first we cross the threshold of the door, then we cross the threshold of the town, and then we cross the threshold of the as far as you could possibly see, the township, to where it stops being a quick jaunt and maybe a day hike and starts being an adventure, where you step outside of your landscape into the landscape that's only ever come to you through the stories of your elders, through myths and maps, legends and mysteries. And that is what we experienced last episode in Maiden Abyss with meeting Uncle Habbo, because he was sort of the last gasp of the back there, right? Because we're introduced to him before, he feels kind of safe, and because there's this threat of the leaders coming after us, we feel like we're not safe. So we finally have this last moment where we're torn between the two things, where we get like this last hug, big embrace from a big feller, and then we're beyond the reaches of our past and into an unknown unknowable future. And that's ding dang ding darned exciting, isn't it? Isn't it? Isn't it? Even if it weren't for the wild finger claw maw of horrifying tree stuff called the Forest of Temptation that now tempts us forward. And I don't know what we're gonna find in there. Maybe cuddly things. Are we finally gonna find the fluffy bunny thing? What is that? What's going on there? What is that? I don't know. It's part of the unknown. It's Smeagol. I doubt it, but I'll bet some of you who actually know the answer are going to find that as an answer funny for some reason. All right. Today is a weird day. It's one of those days where it feels like it's stayed morning all day. It's because it's all cloudy and it was like drizzly a little bit earlier. But it's chilly for the first time in a while, and it finally feels like on my side of the world we're moving into fall and winter finally. So I made up some nice warm tea, and it's delicious, and I love it, and I miss it, and I haven't been making it that often because I'm a dum-dum. Tea is good. It's good. Fuck. Tastes like something like home. I don't know. And I get to break out the hand warmer mugs again, which is lovely. I really like these. I know I say it all the time, or I used to, but I really like these. A worthy replacement to the ancient tea jar, if any of you remember. May it rest in peace, says. Shattered because I froze a bunch of tea in it. We're delving further into the abyss. Other than waffling and reintroducing you to my zone and vibe and stuff, I don't really have much to say or predict or even talk about the last episode beyond what we've already discussed. I think the episode nailed that exact thematic step as we move finally outside of the place. We've got this series of transitions as our characters move beyond themselves and beyond their boundaries out into the world. And now we're on yet another threshold, having passed through the gates of ever possibly going back truly beyond the point of no return. The search party will not come for us unless they're lying, and they might. I don't know. And we're going to head into dangerous, unknown territory. Up until this point, we've been in an area a little bit deeper than before, but in an area that we were sort of allowed to go to as Red Whistles. Now and for the foreseeable future, we will be in completely unknown zones, and that's really exciting. We've also been given a cryptic warning about Ozen, ruler of the settlers, some secret camp. She's just like a camp leader or something, but she has scary white whistle, and she doesn't fuck around, and we were told to be very, very careful of her. Is this just a trick to make us, to build her up as a character? Ooh, even the most powerful character that we've ever seen, who's related to the most powerful character, her mother, that we've ever known about, is still afraid somewhat of Ozen. Yeah, maybe it definitely could be. Could it also just be legitimate that's a scary fucking person, and white whistles, being both extremely powerful adventurers and real warped by whatever goes on as they come down and up, down and up, down and up, are just genuinely dangerous human entities to be around? Yeah, that seems right to me as well. There's a tendency of that kind of an archetype to be very useful. I use it all the time in D&D when I'm running characters or running games. And I've seen a number of other dungeon masters use it to great effect. NADPod, Not Another D&D Podcast, is built in a world where the great heroes have already risen and fought the demon lord, and things have changed dramatically. But all of the great heroes are a little warped by that. So you've got these super strong level 20 fighters and warlocks and wizards and shit just sort of wandering around the world, wreaking havoc unintentionally by being a little warped. And that's a cool idea. And white whistles are kind of like high-level adventurers, So that's a cool idea. But we just have to wait and see, right? We've never met a white whistle. We've only heard legends. And, well, they say don't meet your heroes. And we're going to find out whether that's true in this story. I don't know. Because I actually don't know anything. Most of my predictions have been wrong. Even my thematic ideas have been off, but in the most beautifully, like, intricate, majestic way. I don't care. I'm having a great time. The show is beautiful, and I'm excited to dive into more of it. I gotta draw a drawing. I'm probably also gotta use the bathroom and stuff and, like, get ready, so I'll be back when I'm back. See you in a bit. More tea, too. Cozy, 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 cozy. Tea number 2. I want the hot stuff. Let me make sure that the art is actually in frame. Yeah, there we go. So that y'all can actually see what I'm drawing, because I made that mistake yesterday. And it was not so. Alright, so, because I know this is going to be a little on the nose to do this way, but it still feels right to me in some weird way. I'm just going to draw my hand as the start of the forest bits, and then I'm going to, like, let it come out of that and not have to be restricted by this form so much. But I want the idea of a hand to be the start of it, because it feels right, you know? It feels right that there's this, like, the darkness is down here in the intersection of things, right? And we've got this place where all these branches come in and intersect, and they're all, like, reaching up and grasping, but they're also, like, tortured and reaching down and down and into here. Yeah. Oh, that's so gnarly. You know how people will say, like, a gnarled finger or a gnarled piece of wood? All we got here is gnarls, baby. Ain't nothing but gnarls here. Gnarl is starting to lose its meaning as a word as I say it more. Also, some of these, like, this is like a head to me. You see that? It's like people and contorted humanoids. That's cool. That's really weird. I don't like that at all. And that's why I'm drawing more of it. Suddenly that as an idea is like, I wonder what the trees really are. Probably they're just trees, bro. Look, we got a whole family over here. Horrifying dead creature. Yeah. We'll have some misty wisps through. Oh yeah, sweet. And then I gotta erase that so that it's coming up in front. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. So the part about the Forest of Temptation that I find by far the most interesting is the title. The temptation part. Is it just a forest, or is there something here that's actually going to warp our character's perspective on things and pull them in a way that nothing has in the Abyss so far? Oddly, I know this sounds weird, but I'm reminded of the fields of flowers that we see in the OP. And I'm reminded of the Wizard of Oz, of all things, and the tempting fields of poppies that eventually lead our characters. Spoilers for the Wizard of Oz, but they fall asleep in the poppies and then things get weird. I wonder if there might be something along those lines that's going on here. Forests, plants, trees can be cool and fun, and also try to murder you with, like, blood vines and shit. Or, as some people have commented about the Abyss as a whole, being a giant pitcher plant carnivorous flytrap circumstance that guides people down deep and in. Looking at that on the camera, it looks to me so much like contorted people all, like, holding on to each other, and it just needs a couple more little bits in here to make it really, like, rounded out as a thing, you know? and then we'll be done here. I'm close to very happy with this. I do think I want a little bit more of an obvious set of like the darkness intersects down here, and our lines become unknowns and like sketchy. And then might even, I don't normally do a lot of this, but I might even get some schmear going and allow the darkness to feel like it's, oh yeah, hell yeah, schmeared. Except that we're missing a little streak of something there. And now I'm set. I'm happy with that. I don't know what it is, but I'm happy with that. It reminds me of Dancing Nudes. I forget is that. It's not Matisse, is it? It's just Dance by Matisse. Yeah, it is. It is Matisse. You can look it up. It's Matisse's Dance. It's far more direct than this, but it's like the I think you can see if you look it up. I'm not going to show Dance. You can see that the circle of people like holding each other's hands to me reads in here or something like it. Like some of these structures feel like their arms reaching out and grasping each other. But then there's something else that I'm thinking of that isn't Matisse's Dance. It might be Picasso's Les Demoiselles d'Avignon, which is weird and cubist and all fucky and strange. And this also reminds me of that because it's weird and fucky and strange. I don't see faces in here, but figures, forms, truly looking at the clouds and seeing what might be there. It's the same kind of idea as we look into this future that we don't know what it will hold and have to wonder what it might hold in store for us. So we'll just stop wondering and start watching, and then we can actually find out. Just like we should stop wondering and start adventuring, and then we can find out. All right, we're all set and ready to go for episode 5 of Made in Abyss, and I'm a little terrified. But mostly I'm just excited. Riko's really fun and super adventurous and really open and beaming. Multiple people have commented that they're surprised that I haven't likened her to Gone Freaks yet. And the comparison should be an obvious one, and I think is a really obvious one. And is probably closest to the tone of the world, where, yeah, for sure, there are people straight up getting eaten by monsters during the first hunter exam, nom nom nom, chomp chomp, getting led astray by the bird and just like falling off a cliff and getting eaten by the dinosaurs and whatever. And that's the normal world that we're in. But we're also here to have fun and make friends, and Gon's gonna take the whole terrifying world that he exists in with a big smile and a big thumbs up, and nothing could ever go wrong there, right? Right. So like, same idea, maybe? Something similar. But drama. Right? Like, I don't know. We're gonna watch Made in Abyss. I'm excited. It should be good. Episode 5. I'm run out of things to say, so we're gonna get into it. 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, beep timer to couch down. Please support the channel on the Patreon. It's really helpful. It's how the channel continues to exist. And beep timer. Deeper. And again, it's light down here. That's not a fun sound, guys. You mean that thing you totally made up? that wasn't happening? Yattayo? But there's that, it really hasn't hit me. Cause you're in Dangerland and they think you're dead. Are they though? They were made here. Yeah, but they But also, ooh, single giant leaves to capture as much sunlight as they can. Trade-offs. Okay. Like always. So similar to the way that you should know which way moss will point. Nothing like normal. It's pretty backhanded if so. But okay. I was just talking about the crow, dude. Wait, don't go running. Don't run to it too fast. Help me! It sounds really strained and not real. We're gonna get eaten. We're gonna get eaten, dude. It's the one making that noise, though. Wait. Oh, also this episode is titled Incinerator. And that's a purple moon whistle, right? Oh. Mama bird. Second bird. Nope. Oh, shit. Yo, you got a laser, bro? He's going for arm grab. Or maybe he's going for the... Nope, arm grab. Oh, that's where we... Beautiful. Woo! Oh, what a... Well, you're... So many layers of creepy. First, like, oh, it mimics the sound of the corpses. And then it turns around and it's almost, it's face-like, too many eyes, wrong, and then God. Fuck. Which Pokemon is that? Latios or Latias? The red one. Latias. Yo, you feel me? Feel me on that? Same burb. Nope. That's the only snap of Ozen that we get. I know that that's that character because we do get a hint of her, but also because that's who... There we go. Someone chose as their sponsor thing in the beginning. Thank you, Eon. Fuck! They're teaming working! They're teaming working! Oh, shit! Oh, it's carrying her up! Oh my god! Oh, she's already sicknessing. She's passed out immediately. It's just a couple 100 feet. You got a blast, bro. You need a different weapon. Oh, little chickies! Slurp, slurp. Yummy. You gotta freak the fuck out, bro. You gotta freak the fuck out, bro. Giga drill break. Another memory. Beep boop. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, he missed. Oh God, that's not good. Nice sketchy. Nice sketchy. Only a couple 100 feet and she passed out mid-thing. And so we descend again. Even now, the cascade, everything drives us deeper. Whoa! He's dangerous. And he knows it. Okay, so far you've used your power to protect. Oh, he's actually shaking. I love it. Oh my gosh. What am I? Yeah. Supreme relic of the underworlds doesn't mean anything, does it, man? Oh, it's a reversal of... And she's nude. Whip. But it's a reversal of her checking, and she doesn't care. I mean, it's a little embarrassing. But also, yeah, like, whether he's a robot or not, he feels embarrassed, so clearly there is something here. Like, he's got an innate knowledge that this is weird or something. But why? Why does he have that? Who programmed this robot with puritanism? Because also, children don't act like this usually until they're post-pubescent. So, I think I have an idea what the... That's a name, man. The cremation cannon? Sad, sad. But it's okay. We made it through. Oh. It got bigger. More power. Oh. Oh. That's an attitude. Just get better. Whoa, why are you getting fuzzy? Oh, he's out of energy. You over-energied, bro, right? Or maybe not. Is that just low power? Bad dreams, bad dreams. Nope. Oh, it's gonna look up and it's saying Riko's stuff. Fuck you. Slurp, slurp. No! Yeah, this is dark. Awesome. Nothing scary going on here at all. Everything's fine. Hmm. Hmm. And if it's up somewhere, you can't go back and grab it. So, oh my god. Passed down legends of the future worth more than the actual present. The inevitability of an end. The only regret? She for sure did. Yo, fuck those things. What is ground up eternal fortunes? That's the second time we've talked about that. I wonder what it actually is. Pepper equivalent. Bah. Well, you know, it's all part of the cycle. Yeah, but it's 2 stages removed. It's fine. Yeah, just like the sex thing. Just like nudity. I don't know about that, man. Hmm. Everything eats everything else. You can't be choosy, huh? So we justify it as a primal cycle, yeah. And we are a part of the death of the system. Just like she's her attitude toward like leaving the notebook behind. Whatever I leave behind in this, that's pretty nightmarish still, bro. Yeah, it's still pretty nightmarish. And so we just dispense with your predilections and prejudices, and now you can enjoy the thing. Oh, that's so right. Oh, we're so capable of that. Oh, it's so weird. You know, we eat lobster, right? We love chicken breast. Both used to be trash foods, not fit for the dogs, truly. But society changes us. God, his arms are so useful. Riko wouldn't have gotten anywhere without Reg. Dude can zipline solo. Ooh, what are those? Massive amount of weird, cool relics that you really can't take with you. Yeah. Yeah, no. Aww. Look, there could be cooler relics down below. Okay, she's taking one. Again, another one of those time passing montages. What are we looking at? Oh, it begins to switch upside down, huh? How the fuck does that happen? Whoa, wind is a problem. Oh, wrinkle. Now we have to buckle down, and it's gonna get cold. Finally down past that. It sure seems gloomy. Okay, but be careful. Well, he can robot it. You are not allowed to give your cloak away to anyone else. That's because it wasn't there, dude. I wonder what caused that to... Maybe when he put it back on? Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Fuck that. Those are baboons. Oh. Yeah, they're angry. This track is cool. Suddenly we're in a chase, huh? I don't like them. Can't go up. So we're gonna swing. Just like they do. Oh, that was close. Man, they move so weird. Alright, it seems like we're... Yeah, why did they leave their... Why did they end their territory there? There's always a bigger baddie, dude. I guess there's not a bigger baddie. I'm so scared all the time. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's the tiny girl from the back, the AD thing. Doesn't even seem to be a cave raider. Just gone. Or is already out there to see, to watch them. More resources. So the force field is inherently related to the curse, maybe? I don't know. Hmm. 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 They can spot anything. Hmm. And that means you've been spotted. And we have to climb up to get there. But the gondola has not been lowered. Ah. Looks far. How does using both hands make that... Okay, fine. Whatever. I have grabbed onto something strange. Or something has grabbed me. Uh-oh. What? Oh. Oh, she going yank. Uh-oh. What glint? What glint? I only saw darkness. The second one. The second one. The sinister one. What glint? what a lie. That glint in her eye. Total shadow. Okay. Oh my gosh, what journey. Out of one frying pan into another, just on a descending staircase of frying pans that go further down into the depths of the darkness of the hell. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Hmm. She's both immovable and unmovable? That feels like cheating. It feels like cheating. You can't have the same word in your title twice. And next time, Ozen the Immovable. Welcome to Secret Camp. Exploding facelifts. I don't know. Secret Camp. Okay, pretty straightforward. As was the title of this episode, it's just the name that we gave to his super laser gun thing, which, by the way, is especially awesomely animated. Or, more aptly, I can tell that the individual manga panels for Incinerator are extraordinary. And so, mostly what we did in the anime is just make them appear and then make wispy stuff happen around them. So there's this distinct feeling of we're looking at one big shot and still frame into another big scene and shot and still frame. But it still manages to be tied together in a really good way. This is a struggle that any animation department is going to have when they try to animate out a thing that's done as an action sequence in a manga, because the timing that's generated by individual still frames in a manga is in the gap or in the closure of the person's brain. This again goes to the Scott McCloud stuff. I'm not going to go grab the book, but it's the closure effect, and it's what happens between the panels where you put the timing together. And there's something magical that happens there that your brain is able to figure out what timing you think it should be. And so often when you see it in the one medium and then you see it at somebody else's perceived timing, it feels weird. Like, it's a pervasive complaint that I always see in adaptations of manga, that, like, that action sequence didn't feel the same to me, and it never will. It never will. And I think we understand this mostly when we're talking about these things, but it never will, because there's a different sort of animation going on. One is the animation that you do inside your brain, and the other is actual animation done on actual pages and then colored and made all its ways. That said, the sequence of Laser Blasty Boom Boom time is pretty fucking rad. And I want to... Ah! Ah! Whoa! How do I make this go away? Maybe if I just close it and open it again, it'll be fixed. Please, MPV. Thank you, MPV. Oh, I love that it just works the way that I expect it to. Okay. Gotta do it yet again. And he does hear some voices, again, and then locks into his own ability to remember. The little clink, 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 it's really understated, but it still gives you the feeling like stuff is gearing up. The sound effects of Sound Design are so cool. Little spiral. Really cool effects stuff. And then he watches himself, right? Often we'll have a secondary character give us the emotional reaction to a big attack or something like that. Whoa, Yusuke did a big gun, right? Thanks, Kuwabara. But here, our own character is reacting to his own ability because he's never really seen it before. And I think that's a cool idea, too. Big blast. And there's this frame or two where they just all whoosh into, like, spirals. First lightning and sparks, that. So those beasts that were just causing us big problems, just... Oh my god. That's what gets me about it. Man, that's crazy. And then our classical laser blast, using these spirals to create the big beam of it. I love big beams. I always have. The lightning effects all throughout this are really cool. And then this is the scene where it feels to me like this was one big, like, wide or something, right? And we see this whole whoa, all the way through it. And that's pretty cool. The gradient lighting is neat, and the whole idea of it is neat, and I like it a lot. I think it's cool for our character to have this, like, one-shot mega cannon that he can use, and it's cool here too, and he can barely control it, and it all calms down and sizzles. Very Genos, very robot in Super One Punch Man, very Genos-y, and I don't have a problem with that. The whole scenes of Genos, all of the animation around Genos lighting stuff on fire with his hand is, like, the best ever. So good. It should be like that. It's good. It's cool. And again, out of one frying pan into another, and every frying pan leads us down deeper, faster, you know? That's just, it's like, oh, every time. I know it's a contrivance of the actual story, because that's the way that our author wants our story to go, is deeper into the abyss, but it still is this, it ends up being as though the world itself were conspiring to drive these characters deeper into the abyss. Or perhaps like the abyss itself has a mind and is pulling them in. It's this palpable sensation that I get all the way through that I think is an intentional, interwoven piece of the story. And whether it's actually narratively true that there is something legitimately conscious about the abyss that's pulling them in or not, it works really, really well to cascade us further down the path of adventure. Just like every Indiana Jones movie, you get your sort of reluctant hero and they get pulled in, and then suddenly it's Nazis, and suddenly it's huge, and it's world-ending state. It's like all that wolf and Sinful Girls. Our loves. Suddenly it's world-ending stakes, and wow, and yeah, I love it. I think it's really cool. I also really like the scene where he run, jump, catch. Because it's so many little bits and things all woven together. First to go out and catch, and you're like, yay, he can do it, and then that's not enough, and then he's got to rush there so that he can get underneath the thing in time, and then we cut to this wide, and we show the whole wow, cascading fall of it, just barely in time to slide under. And it's here where you start going, Riko sucks at this. Reg is the best. But Riko's got the knowledge. And Riko's got the drive and desire, too. And Riko's got the attitude that pulls him up out of it, you know? So here, Reg wrestles with his own capacity for causing harm. He realizes that while he used his powers properly, he almost killed Riko, and he is scared of himself. And this foreshadows or lampshades Reg's future inevitable turn toward not being in control of himself in some degree, which is just going to happen. I'm certain of it because he keeps having memories that aren't his, and he's a potentially programmable robot who was made in the abyss and is going to become more like he was before, probably as he descends. I don't know. Regardless, there's a distinct difficulty in dealing with your own capacity to cause harm. And Reg's answer to it is to become depressed and fearful and stay where he is. Depressed and fearful, like I could have really hurt her, and his hand crinkles, and he's in no state to, if necessary, like defend them again, or be ready to move, or whatever. And then, again, is in no state to do those things because he's actually really tired out because he doesn't know the depths and power of his ability. Similarly, he's confused and not Puritan, but flustered by nudity and sexual stuff, which is super silly because there's a distinct contrast here. She is girl. Mostly in these circumstances in anime, we have a flip side thing where she'd be getting all bashful and uncomfortable, and he'd be more pernicious. And it's not so, right? He's all bashful, and she's totally doesn't care. And similarly to the corpse eater eating thing, he's got more compunctions than she does. And it's a real legitimate question. Where do those come from for him? Because, just to state it broadly, young children play together without much problem. And they'll play nude, and we think of it as totally socially acceptable. Once we hit a point where they start to develop secondary sexual characteristics, that changes, right? And we separate our genders, and they stay apart and don't play together, and we start to introduce these feelings of bashfulness and secrecy around just the bodies, like not even sexual encounters or behaviors, just the bodies. But where does that come from, right? It isn't innate, right? Otherwise it would be in her as well, unless it's been driven out of her by being strung up nude all the time. But we've had indications that she doesn't really mind regardless. She's got this sort of scientific, analytical mind regardless. So then where the hell does it come from in Reg? Totally unclear. Genuine question. Is he a blank slate? Is this a primal, inevitable thing that a humanoid structure might have? Like, he says, when we're talking about the eating of corpses, when she asks, you're a robot and this still bothers you? And his supposition is, well, maybe it's because we look the same. Maybe it's just an empathy thing or some kind of innately, I don't want to eat things that look like me sort of thing. But he's not, and it doesn't make any sense. It's like, where does that come from? It's clearly not an innate, inevitable part of human nature. We've got a long history of cannibalistic societies. Like, we're weird in all sorts of ways, and that's why I sort of brought up in the scene where he actually does chow down on the food after getting through the moral compunctions of it. He chows down on the food and goes, oh, it really is delicious, though. And it's like, yeah, so we're capable of doing that. We'll have these blocks toward a food source, and they will be totally socially engaged. And once that thing changes in our perspective to not being something awful and garbagey and gross, we are totally happy to eat it. And the examples that I threw at you were lobsters and chicken breasts, both things that were viewed as literally not fit for the dogs, literally garbage, trash that you'd find in your nets, or the part of the bird that you chop off and throw away because it doesn't have any fat in it, right? Like the chicken, we don't... useless protein blobs, useless. And you want all the nutritional value from the dark meat and stuff. But those things changed. Chicken and chicken breasts became a forefront of the health food movement, and lobsters became a delicacy, a top-tier expensive thing that you would get at a ritzy hotel. And it's weird that has happened. Lobsters are still horrible Cretaceous crustacean bottom feeders that eat sludge off the roof, the floor of the ocean, and to me, honestly, taste like sludge off the floor of the ocean. I don't like lobster. I like crab better, honestly, and I don't like crab either. But our social perspective on the things that we do is a huge and dramatic part of the way that we feel about those things. And I think that we do a pretty good job of demonstrating some of that and kind of poking at it over the course of the episode, even if it's not the main core of the episode that we're getting to. But it is her perspective and her attitude that pulls him out of this. And his first response is like, Riko, I know you're this, like, bubbly chick and all this stuff, but come on, man, this is serious business. I almost killed you, man. We gotta figure some stuff out. And her response is, no, don't worry about it. Look. It's not that I'm not worried about it at all. It's that I've got a path. I see a plan for us to get better. Yeah, we might be making mistakes, and you might almost blast my head off with a giant laser gun, but you could get better with the laser gun. And that attitude of maybe next time will be different, maybe next time we'll succeed, maybe something will happen, is part of Riko's whole worldview. And the other part of Riko's whole worldview, which I think is going to be our last major topic to talk about over the course of this episode, as he is continuously haunted by death, Riko talks to us about her lost notebook somewhere. Inai, it's gone, right? And that its goneness is haunting to him. It's like a permanent loss of something. And Riko sees it as a feed into the cyclic ecosystem that she's a part of. She's actually actively aware of her place as a finite, partial entity in a more large scale, large time span ecosystem. So as opposed to thinking, this is the world and I am the most important thing in it and my perspective is all that matters, she thinks, this is the world and I am a small part of it that gets the joyous chance to perceive it, and anything that I create, write, pass down, share will eventually be consumed and reused and revitalize the next generations of the abyss itself. So the food cycles, the corpses cycle, the information cycles, the work that we do cycles, the mistakes that we make cycle into new ways to learn. Her whole attitude is this intellectual jujitsu or aikido even, where problems and difficult things come at her and she redirects them into solutions and redirects them into capabilities and possibilities and opportunities to grow and become better and become stronger and generate new opportunities out of the unknown. When we look into the unknown, maybe we see this, but Riko sees lands of opportunity. And that is the child's perspective. That is the adventurer's perspective. And that is the perspective of a true hero. And that's why she's our true hero, isn't it? And that's why Reg is less able to do that. It gives her the opportunity to preach her preach to him, and in doing so, preach her preach to us a little bit. And maybe it'll sink in as we look at these immense vistas and see how powerful Reg could be. Maybe we start to think like Riko a little bit, and we wonder what grand adventures might lie around each corner, instead of being terrified that the giant orangutans are going to eat our faces. Problem with Riko's perspective, the giant orangutans are going to eat your face. And so you can't just be like, wee, it's an opportunity to go and meet these giant orangutans. They're not going to, oh God, they're eating my face, right? You got to be a little bit careful. But she knows that until she doesn't. And that's what worries me, because we're heading into lands that she doesn't know enough about, and all the tricks and traps that we've come across so far, she's been able to recognize wholeheartedly and be like, I know what that is, we just have to do this, and it's solved. She knows the solutions. What about when we run into problems that have no solutions? What about when we run into problems that might have solutions that she's not willing to engage with, right? Tough questions, the kind of questions that we've set ourselves up to answer, and it's juicy. It's juicy. Man, it gets a little dark in this episode. Just a little bit, right? And it's only in dreams. It's not the reality yet. It's just Reg's fears. But it's still this encroaching feeling. And then as we descend into the inverted forest, and we find that Ozen is actually, what? Mad at us for surviving? She's still alive, that little brat? Yeah, mad at us for surviving and maybe for ruining her friendship with our mom in some way, right? Yeah, something like that. I don't know what we're going to find out, but we're going to come face to face with somebody with some big authority and probably the ability to make our bodies disappear if she wants to, without much of a problem. I mean, the orangutans are fucking hungry, so nobody looks too far or looks too deeply at a set of bones or robot parts. I'd also like to know what's going on with little blue girl. Don't look that up. Or do. It's tentacle hentai. There you go. I spoiled it. Is it La Blue Girl? I think it's La Blue Girl. Anyway. Maybe it'll be tentacle hentai. Probably not. Thanks for watching. I'm going to wrap there because I think I've covered, honestly, the meat of the things that I wanted to cover. If there are intricate bits that I missed, you can let me know about them. If you want me to talk more about the scenery and stuff, too bad. I'm mostly interested in the character stuff today. Ooh, the things growing on directions will probably be useful in the future. And again, is one of those layers of close enough to the real world where it feels real enough to be possible, but then far enough to be distinctly alien and novel to us. It's tasty with my little lobster mouth. Or my God, it's like all the stuff in Avatar, not The Last Airbender, the blue people, where they like link their head cord things together, except that instead of being cool plant stuff that like links together, it's And it's slurping your guts. Gross. Gross. Alright, we'll wrap there. Thanks so much for watching. Don't get caught by a corpse eater. Figure out how to blast your incinerator properly, and I'll see you next week for more Made in Abyss. Check out the Patreon for early access, and I'll see you around. Peace.